G'day guys. Welcome to I'm going to start a new series and it's going to be called Use Your Old Blank. I'm still thinking of whether to call it old stuff, old collections, old parts of your collection. I'm not sure. We're just going to call it, let me know what you want to call it below. I'm thinking it's pretty much okay, the concept is simple. At least one layout a week. If you're able to do more or less, go for it. But for me personally, nobody wants to see me constantly digging into my collection and using that rather than anything else. So, okay, here is a classic example. So you can see that I have got a CM Creative Memories ruler there, and this other one, I don't even know where I got it from. It's a Plaid brand, Plaid, P-L-A-I-D. I would say Plaid. Now, these rulers are designed to tear your paper, but do it on crazy, it's more of a controlled tear is what they're designed to do. This one, it's going back in the plastic, it's going back over there, and I will be getting rid of that at some stage. Didn't like it at all. The Creative Memories one, I actually purchased this, and guess what? I've never ever used it. I don't even know if they still have these anymore. It is brand spanking new. Normally when I tear my paper, I just tear it, and I tear with conviction. That's what I call it. And if you're going to tear it, tear it. If you're going to, don't be ginger about it, do it, be positive, and just bang, get it done. Now, I decided that the long tear side looked, apologies, Gina K Designs is having a scheduled digest. There we go. I love watching her. Do you guys love watching other people? I know she does cards, but and I know I'm a scrapbooker, but man, she's just got the it factor. She just, sucks me in. Although, that being said, oh, excuse me, I need a drink. Oh, I just mowed the lawn, and I know it's like 7:10 at night, but excuse me, coughed the wrong way. I just mowed the lawn. I've had a shower. One child's at training, and my eldest daughter's cooked dinner today, so I don't have to worry about that. So I thought, okay, I can just smash out a couple of voiceovers. My husband's home from work. He actually managed to go to work today, so thank you everyone for your well wishes. That was so sweet of everybody. Unfortunately, doing water skiing when you're young, whilst it's fun, again, I remind you, you have to live in your body. You know, when they say your body's your temple, don't damage the temple, because you got to live in that thing later in life. And believe you me, it's not fun when you see your husband unable to stand up. Legit. It absolutely. And this time, it hasn't happened for quite some time. And this time, unfortunately, our youngest daughter actually saw it happen. And kind of messed with her a little bit. So, we tried to explain it and sort it out, but when these things happen, it's not good. So it doesn't happen a lot, but it will take him a good month or so now to get himself back fully functioning. He got to work today. He was able to get out of the car at work. He stands up all day at work. So he's a computer technician. A computer technician, so unless you're savvy with it, basically he fixes Apple products is what he does. And he stands all day, which doesn't, like, you sort of think to yourself, well, if you stood up all day, that would drive you crazy. You've got to sit down. But then sitting down actually makes his back hurt more. So, yeah. But he's on top of it for the moment. I will stop waffling about it because it is a very Debbie Downer situation. We're not going there. We're going to be happy. See? Check out that beautiful embossing. Now, I can't tell you where that embossing, where to get that particular glittery clear embossing powder from, because the shop no longer exists. I'm sure if I hunt around, and I have actually had a look on a couple of the different scrapbooking pages and websites to see if I can find it, and believe it or not, I haven't found it. I thought for sure Wow, or I was thinking the other day Simon Hurley. I might try him. He seems to have some extra I wouldn't, what would you call it? He sort of goes outside, thinks outside the square sometimes. So does Tim Holtz. I'll just look, I'm not dissing anyone. I don't know every single brand, but yeah. So I really would like to find where I can get that sort of look again, because I'm down to that tiny little pot now and it doesn't last forever. What I do want to know, here you go, this has just reminded me of it. I would love you to please comment below what brand of heat gun you use, because this heat tool is just about dead. It's just not heating up the way it used to, and I'm curious as to what ones you guys use, which ones you like, which you prefer. Would you buy it again? Is it what you've got? And I've thought about the Couture Creations one, and I like the idea of the Tim Holtz heat tool, because it's got the ability to blow cool air for my watercolors or heat emboss. So I do like that idea. So please let me know below, because I'm in the hunt for it, and this week I will be purchasing myself a new one. So please let me know. Actually, I'll have to wait for the weekend anyway, but that's all right. Okay, so I have never ever, would you believe, in all the scrapbooking that I've done, over all the years that I've done it, I have never ever rolled paper. Never. I've never made paper beads, and I've never made rolled paper, scrolling, anything like that on a layout. So today it's a first. I have dipped into my stash. I don't like calling it a stash. I'm calling it a stash because that's what people would recognize it as. I prefer to call my stash a collection. It's my collection. It's the things that I've collected over time that I like, either individually, or I've seen them on a layout or seen them on a video and I liked the way they looked. And whether I've used them there and then at the time or not, I still feel that they have a place in my albums, because I obviously liked them at one point for one reason or another. As my scrapping style has kind of evolved, I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years, so kind of, things evolve, things get easier. Like, I used to use a lot of stickers, just very flat layouts. That's how I used to scrap, because that's how I was taught and shown to. I now know that there's no reason for me to stick within those boundaries. So I decided today that I would pull out my Creative Memories collection of papers and bits and pieces. Now, I do not know if you can still get these papers. I don't know. I've had these for eons. I actually bought these, my daughter's 14, and I bought these papers when I was pregnant with her. So I don't know. Now, I do know that particular yellow cardstock is called Butter, and which is great. I can tell you that because it was still in the packaging. However, I have removed most of the stuff from the packaging. Now, what I'm doing here, can you see where I dropped the stamp? It's underneath my father's head right at this point, because that's my dad and my daughter. And now, this was something I was surprised. The CM, if you've never seen Creative Memories papers, they're really good quality. Now that pink is a 12 by 12, the true 12 by 12. I remember that when they came out. And what do you call it? Oh, I've gone blank. The distressing tool, running that around the edge, it was like butter. It was so good. You know, sometimes you sort of catch on different papers and stuff. I apologize. That was me texting my husband because he had made it to work and he'd managed to get out of the car. So I was just messaging him and I was absolutely flying through this page. I absolutely loved it. It was so, sometimes I overthink. Here I go again. So it came together really quickly. Now, these are Creative Memories mini stickers. So obviously, if I'm going to pull out my CM stuff, I'm going to pull out other things that I know that I have that match. So for my title, I just wanted to keep this really simple because obviously I'm going to come back and journal with this down the track. But for those that are new to my channel, I was thinking then, as I was in two minds then. So what I do is I like to do my journaling, especially if there's any specific information that I would like to keep private. Can you believe that is the very first pen from Creative Memories that has dried up on me? The very first one. And I've had these pens for a good 16, 17 years. And that one is the very first one that has dried up. That's amazing, hey? So I just grabbed my gold gel pen. And yeah, the stamps that I used were pink Paisley Lucky Us stamps. And everything else was quite generic, and I couldn't tell you what packs to get, but you could do so much with this. This could be a boy layout, a girl layout, it could be a unisex layout, it could be a Father's Day layout, it could be going and seeing fireworks, you could do something like that. You could be a treasure hunt, you could do some scrolls, something like that. Instead of making the strips so thin, you could write a recipe on it. You could do so many different things with it. Now, all I'm doing here is just adding a bit of metallic. I didn't want splatters. I love shine and I love shimmer. And what I've actually noticed is these little lines. I'm very, very faintly, barely touching the paper to just add what ends up looking a little bit like gold ribbon. You know, when you get that gold thread through a bit of a plaid. Yeah, so that's what it looked like, and I loved it, and it turned out really, really good. I was really happy with it. Nice, simple page. So this will be a new series that I'm starting, guys, and I'm going to be dipping into, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going into products that are super, super old, but to me, they're ones that have been in my collection for a reasonably long time, and it's time to pull them out and use them. What's the point of keeping them and buying more stuff but never using the stuff that you obviously loved enough to buy to begin with? Now, with my white border, I'm actually doing the same thing that I did with, I'm creating a bit of a messier border with it. So that is my layout, guys. So thank you so much for watching and spending your time watching my video. I absolutely love how this turned out, and if you're not already a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe. It is free. It does help my channel out by showing other people that I am a scrapbooker and they may also like my channel. So if you like, subscribe, and please let me know below your heat tool. What heat tool do you use and which one would you recommend that I buy? Thanks for watching, guys. I'll chat to you soon. Bye.